Matt Man's back. France entered the 20th century following decades of turmoil and change. In 1870, near the end of the Franco-Prussian War, Emperor Napoleon III surrendered more than 100,000 troops to the German Empire. A year later, with the Treaty of Frankfurt, Germany was allowed to annex the provinces of Alsace and Lorraine and forced France to pay massive war reparations. In the years and decades that followed, France met their obligations and Germany withdrew. This opened a period of rapid modernization of the railroad and industry and allowed France to enter the 20th century as a European power once again. This was also the time France assumed leadership in the art community with Impressionism, Art Nouveau, and later Art Deco. This is reflected in the coins of the day. The French coins from the early 20th century were all made from good coinage metal used by all the world powers of the day. The 1, 2, 5, and 10 centime coins were made from brass. The 25 centime coin was made of nickel. The 50C 1 franc and 2 franc coins were 82.5% silver. And there was a 10 franc coin made of 90% gold. These are the reverse of my personal coins, and they show the heavy Art Nouveau influence. The silver coins here are 82.5% silver. Now, American coins of the day were 90% silver, and the Great Britain used sterling silver, which was 92.5%. The first years of the 20th century showed increased conflict between the European powers. In 1914, the assassination of the Austro-Hungarian heir, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, was the spark that ignited World War I. France was at the center of the Western Front that evolved into trench warfare. France ended up on the winning side this time, and remembering their defeat 48 years earlier, demanded severe reparations and the return of the provinces of Alsace and Lorraine. Coinage generally suffers during wartime since the metal is used to make munitions, but not as much as you would expect in this case. The 1 and 2 centime coins were discontinued. The 5, 10, and 25 centime coins were changed to copper nickel with a hole in them to save on metal. The silver coins and the gold disappeared, replaced by an aluminum bronze alloy in 1920 and 1921. The years between the wars were boom and bust. The Roaring Twenties gave way to the Great Depression, and that provided the fuel for fascism in Germany. The coins of the day reflected the times. The 5 centime was made smaller and then totally disappeared in 1938. The 10 centime and the 20 centime were started to be made out of zinc to save the metal for the coming conflict. The 50 centime, 1 franc, 2 franc, and 5 francs were continued to be made out of aluminum bronze, and the 10 franc coin was made out of 68% silver. Notice the influence of Art Deco. The Third Reich occupied Paris in October 1940. They set up a puppet government of Vichy France, and they produced their own coins. A few changes, though. The slogan changed. I'm not going to try to do the French pronunciations, but the original slogan in English was freedom, equality, and fraternity. The occupation coins were work, family, and country. Liberty was also removed and replaced by an X. The Normandy invasion was the beginning of the end for the Axis powers. The war in Europe would be over in less than a year. The coins of the day reflected that devastation. Liberty was back, but the centime disappeared. A victim of inflation. The only small change that remained was the 1 franc, 2 franc, and 3 franc made out of aluminum, and a 10 franc made out of copper nickel. But inflation rendered even those as useless, and they had to come up with these 10 franc, 20 franc, and 50 franc coins made out of aluminum bronze, and a 100 franc coin made out of copper nickel. Now that 100 franc coin is basically the same coin as the 25 centime coin 50 years earlier. That's a 400-fold difference. So if you're getting any value out of this content at all, please subscribe, hit that like button, share it with your friends and family, and hit the notification button. I only post about once or twice a week. So thank you so much. The monetary system went through needed reform in the early 1960s, creating the new franc, which was equal in value to 100 old francs, marking the return of the centime. The new 1C and 5C coins were made of chrome steel. The 1C was little used and mintages were reduced after 1970. The 5C was replaced by a smaller aluminum bronze coin in 1966 to match the new 10C, 20C, and 50C coins made to resemble the coins circulating before the war. The 50C was replaced by the new half franc in 1965 to complement the new 1 franc, 2 franc, and 5 franc and larger coins, and some were even made of silver. The silver was removed in 1969 following the examples set around the world. The United States removed the silver from their coinage in 1965. These are the reverse of those coins. Notice the heavy influence of Art Deco and Art Nouveau has returned. Basically the same patterns as the old coins. The silver here on the top, nice looking coin. They went on to bigger varieties and especially in the commemoratives. If you like this content, I got a lot more of these foreign coins. I can do a lot more countries. So if you got a favorite country, mention it in the comments and I'll do it if I can. Until then, Matt Man's out.